The first card you have, your past, is the Six of Cups. So this is a really, really beautiful, really innocent card. All about innocence, platonic friendships, reunions, family, children playing, memories, all that kind of thing. And I am seeing friends here. I'm seeing lots of good friends you have around you. I can see that. I can see lots of people around you. I can see that. That's a start. And yeah, what I can see as well here is, I think someone wanted to be friends with you. Someone wanted to be a friend, and you didn't want to be their friend. That's what I'm seeing there as well. So, yeah, I think what happened was, I think you might have had feelings for someone, and they wanted to be friends, and I think you tried. I think you tried to be their friend, but it just didn't work. They shouldn't have asked you to be friends. I'm seeing that very clearly. They shouldn't have asked you. They knew better, or they should have known better. I'm seeing that really clearly. Yeah, there were feelings there. There were feelings there. I think this is someone you're actually with. I think you might have separated and they wanted to be friends. And you just, I just can't imagine you wanting to sit there with them listening to their stories about dating other people. It just is horrible. And I think for a while, maybe you tried to be their friend. Because when you truly have feelings for someone, and you're used to talking to them every day, you're used to having them there for you day after day, and then they're not there, that can be really hard. It can be really hard to let that go. And sometimes the thought of not having them there at all ever again, that can be really, really hard to bear. So you might have thought, well, at least if they're my friend, at least I'll get to see them and I'll talk to them. And there was hope, I think, for a while that, okay, if I'm their friend, I might get back together again. That's the hope there. But I think, you realised that was never going to happen. And I think you also realised that, it really wasn't fair of them to ask you of that. And I think you let that go. I think you just walked off. Because if you look at this card, it's really small, but you might be able to see. There's a man on the left, where that big cup is on the left-hand side. There's a little man there just on the left, and he's walking away. So that's what happened. You walked away. So that's what I'm seeing on that card. So, and I think it was only on looking back, maybe, when you kind of got away from this and you looked back, that you kind of realised that's really unfair. That was really unfair of them to expect me to just put up with being friends. Because, there were really strong feelings there. There were strong feelings when you were with them. I think when you broke up with them, you still had very strong feelings. And maybe you're still thinking about them, actually. You might even look on social media occasionally. I'm seeing that, just to see them, see what they're doing and all that. You're not a crazy stalker. Don't be angry with yourself. Don't beat yourself up for doing that. Lots of people do that. And, it's hard to let go. So I can understand that. But I think a big message here is just take care of yourself. Look at the way these people someone's giving someone flowers. It's a beautiful spring day and all that. So take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. There's a lot of kindness on this card. And I think you're very kind. You are kind to this person. You help them. You love them. I think you also help them practically as well. I'm seeing some kind of skill that you had, and you helped them with something practically. Now I think you saved the money as well by doing that. But yeah, if you still have feelings for them, and if you're not back to your best yet, because you're still kind of all over the place in your feelings, just turn that care that you had for them to yourself. This is a time of nurturing yourself. And, this card's also about children. So think of yourself as a child and take care of yourself as if, you have a sick child or an upset child in front of you. Think of yourself as that child and take care of yourself in that way. Be really kind. Be really kind. That's what this card's all about. Okay, so the next card you have for your past is the horrible Nine of Swords. And you've got these two really horrible cards here. So, yeah. I'll talk about the two of them at the same time, or together, I should say. So the first thing I'm picking up on around you is a lot of strength. I know that doesn't show up here, but I am feeling a lot of strength around you, because I think it took a lot of strength for you to say no to this friendship in the end. You did the right thing. You absolutely did. Because, if you have feelings for someone, and you had really strong feelings for them, it really hurts just to be around them. It really does. And it was really hurting you to be around them. So, you had a clean break, and I think that would have been really painful for you, of course, and you're still going through pain, obviously, with this card. But I think, if you had have stayed around them as friends, it just would have prolonged the pain. It wouldn't have taken it away. You would have been in even more pain. It would have gone on for longer. And you know that, I think. I think you know that logically. I think when you're around this person, when you're with them, it feels like you hid a lot of your pain from them. You're actually a really emotional person, and sometimes that doesn't show outside, but you are. You feel things really deeply, but you couldn't show that to them for some reason. Certainly when you were just friends, you couldn't show them, but I think when you were with them as well, you struggled to show them certain things or tell them the truth or open up properly to them. I think you found it hard to do that for some reason. So, if you're still going through all this, and I know you won't be feeling 100% upset all the time, because feelings like this come in waves. Sometimes you're like, oh, I'm not too bad now, that's okay, and then they come back in a big wave again. But try and get away if you can. I've got this big urge to tell you that you need to get away, a change of scene, something totally different. And with the Ten of Swords, the message there is, you're in the Nine of Swords now, which is bad enough. But you don't want to let yourself get into the Ten of Swords. So to reverse that, so that you don't keep on just getting into that bad way, try and reverse that, get a total change of scene, get away, move away. I think eventually you will probably completely move away to a new place. I think you will eventually. I'm seeing a lot of moving here. So I think you are going to eventually move away. But I think for now, I think you've got to move away just for now, just for your own peace of mind, because I'm seeing a lot of people you might be meshed in with, merging in with people. I'm seeing people that you feel quite uncomfortable being around. Maybe you're still around a lot of mutual friends of this ex. It feels very, very claustrophobic. It feels like you need to escape, because I'm just looking at these swords again in the Nine of Swords, and they're trapping her. They're like a cage around her. So I think that's how you might be feeling around these people. So try and get away if you can, just to clear your head. You've got through the first part of this. You've gotten through the first part, and it's a very important part, physically getting away. But the most important part is to get away emotionally and to love yourself and prepare yourself for properly moving away. And I think to do that, you need to get a clear head and just get away just for a while, just to kind of get yourself together and think about what you want to do and plan that. I do feel that you are around a group that isn't very good for you, and I think they might be someone that knows this ex or something like that. You need to get away from that group if you're around that group. That's what I'm seeing there quite strongly, if that resonates with you. I really hope that does help someone. Okay, so the first card you have for your present is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm getting family here. There's a family on this card, and there's also family in the Six of Cups as well, and that's right next to the other one. So lots and lots of family here. And there's a lot of protection on this card as well. I'm just looking at this arch under the bridge. Obviously, that's a symbol of protection. So, if you know of any family members you can trust, and if you feel comfortable around them, see if you can stay with one of those people for a while, one of these family members for a while. Even if you just sleep on their sofa, even if you're just resting, just to be in a comfortable place where you can just be yourself. There aren't any expectations on you. Just see if you can do something like that. Because I keep on getting this need for you to get away. You're around a group and you need to get away. I keep on seeing that. It can be really, really hard when you've built up some kind of an impression of someone. And I think you did that with this ex. You see them as someone who loves you and wants to take care of you. And when they go from that to wanting to be friends and wanting to see you all the time in a platonic way, sometimes that can work when no one has feelings, but you did. And it's really cruel, actually, to keep you hanging on like that. Really, really selfish. And I think you're coming to realise that now, but it still hurts, I know. But yeah, back to this family. It feels like you're really missing that care. I don't know whether that care in the relationship was real or not. You might be questioning that, but you miss that, whatever it is. So see if you can get that care from other people, other sources. And you might talk to your family and they might not understand everything, and that's okay. You don't have to tell them everything. All they need to know is you're hurting, you're going through a bad time, and you need a bit of care. And I'm just looking at the money on this card as well, and these coins, they look like they're forming a bit of a barrier between us and the family on this card. So you might feel as if your work's in the way, or making money's in the way, that maybe you can't get time off, or to go and stay with someone, or something like that. It might be that's happening to you. If that's you, I don't want to tell you what to do, but you might not be able to do this, but it really feels like you need to put your emotional needs and your self-care above money right now, and above everything, really. So if you can get some time off, even if you lose a bit of money, it might still be worth it for you to get that time away and be with those people, because you don't want to stay where you are and turn into this poor person in the Ten of Swords. Self-care is really, really, really important to you now, and I just feel as if I have to keep on saying that to you. And the other thing I have to keep on saying to you, it keeps on coming out, I keep on seeing this: get away from a group, get away from a group. That's what I keep on seeing as well. Okay, so the next card you have here present is the beautiful, beautiful Four of Wands. I absolutely love this card. Beautiful card. So yeah, I know this reading has been quite negative so far, but it's not really, because it feels like you've come through the worst, the first stage of this. You've realised the best thing was to get away. It's just the next hurdle, the big emotional hurdle that you need to get through now. And this is telling you that you are going to do that. That's what this is showing you. Positivity. And there are people who want to help you as well. They want to take care of you. They want you to come toward them. Yeah, I'm just seeing someone you might have lost contact with. You might be feeling a little bit worried, or maybe a bit anxious about accepting help from this person, or even contacting them. Sometimes that happens when you lose contact. You get a bit scared of contacting them again in case they're mad, or they say something angry, or whatever. But you can see on this card that someone wants to welcome you. These two women on the other side of these wands, they're holding up their bouquets and they're saying, welcome, come through, come through. And also, back in the Six of Cups, that's about reunions, family reunions, all that as well. So all these cards are showing you that someone is going to welcome you back into the family. And yeah, you're being welcomed. This is exactly what you need. If you can get this time out, and if you can be around these people, whether it's family or friends, I think it is probably family, because there's family all over this card. But that will be a start. If you really want to recover from all of this, the first step is getting away from this group, getting into the family where someone's taking care of you and you feel nurtured again, because you really miss that feeling. And yeah, look at this arrow. Look at this arrow. It's pointing upwards with this roof here. So yeah, taking care of yourself, getting away, letting other people take care of you. That's the way you're going to move up and out of this. So that's what I'm seeing in that card. Very beautiful card. I'm so glad that's there. Okay, so the last card you have here present is the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this is obviously about exchanges, money exchanges. Doesn't have to be, but obviously there's money here. Unfairness. It's about an unfair exchange, because he's giving money to one person, not to the other, and the scales are a little bit imbalanced as well. So, okay, so the first thing I'm getting here is, if someone wants to help you, like this man is doing, if they want to help you, say yes. Say yes to help. Pretty similar to what I've seen in the Four of Wands. Don't be afraid of letting people help you. I think you might struggle with that sometimes. I think you might struggle with asking for help, and I think you might struggle with people offering help to you. Sometimes people offer you help and you say, oh no, it's okay, and you want to kind of cope on your own, struggle on your own. Don't do that, because you're at a really vulnerable place right now. You're getting over this horrible situation. You need people to take care of you. That's what I'm seeing. And yeah, this kind of struggle that you have to accept help. I don't know if that's because of the way you've been brought up. It might be, because I keep on getting family. There's family all over this reading. And there's family again here, I think. Okay, this is probably going to sound a little bit strange, but I'm seeing a man, an older man, and I think this was someone in your family. Might be your father, might be your grandfather, an uncle, someone like that in your past. And I'm getting this feeling of having to sort of keep score all the time, to a really pedantic level, actually. It's like, because I'm actually seeing phone calls. So I think with this person, it was like, okay, they called me last, so it's my turn to call them next, I'm trying to say. And so if they called me last, it's my turn. And if I want to call them about anything, I can't, because it's not my turn. But if it is my turn, then I can call them. So it's really kind of crazy point scoring. This person's done this. I paid last time. They paid this time. I paid this much. They paid, all of that kind of thing. Really keeping score, all of that. And it's really, really exhausting. This is the kind of person who, you go out to a restaurant and, you split the bill, and they're kind of looking at the change, and they're fussing over every tiny thing that everyone ordered. And that's that kind of thing I'm seeing. So, yeah. So the other thing I'm getting here in family is, maybe in your past, is, I don't know if this is going to really make any sense to you at all, but I'll just ask you this. Was there some kind of family court case around you in your past? Some kind of litigation that happened in your family? Maybe it was something around an inheritance, or some kind of someone taking someone to court for money or something like that. Because if there was, that might also have something to do with how you feel about give and take and accepting help and money and all that. There might be a subconscious block you have, and that might be why, because I am seeing some kind of litigation in your family, and all the fallout that came from that. So, but yeah, throw that away, throw all of that rubbish away. This is the new you. Accept help. Ask for help when you need it. There are some people in your family who might not help you. I can see that, but there are also some really good people there, and they want to help you. So accept that help. Please do that, because that's how you're going to get up. That's what the Four of Wands is telling me. That's how you're going to get up and get out of this. Okay, so the first card you have for your future is the Nine of Wands. Fantastic. Okay, so yeah, I'm really happy to see all these cards here. Every one of these cards you've got in your future, they're all about action, moving forward. So that's a really good sign that you are moving out of this situation. So, okay, so with the Nine of Wands, okay, this is really interesting. I'm definitely starting to see a little bit more about what's been happening with you in this situation. Yeah, it looks like this axe. And yeah, you're totally moving away from this now. You're totally moving away. I can see that now. You're definitely making a big effort to do all that now. So that's really, really good. I'm really glad you are. But I'm just looking at the bandage around this man's head. I think there was more to this than just them wanting to be friends after you separated. That's part of it, but I think they really mess with your head, actually, when you're with them, because I think they wanted to be friends with a lot of exes, actually. At least more than one. I think there was more than one ex hanging around them when you were with them as a kind of so-called friend. And from what I'm seeing here, it was always like, oh, we're just friends. We're platonic friends, that's all. But, even if they were, there's always going to be tension when someone has a sea of exes around them. There always is. There's no getting past that. And look at this man. He looks like he's hiding in the middle of all these wands, and he's leaning on one of them. So it looks to me like they liked the feeling of having all these axes around them. It made them feel strong and important. That's what I'm getting. And I think there are other exes here as well who were friends when you were with them, and they were hoping it would turn into more later on for them, just like you were. So they were playing a lot of these people. And do you know what? I keep on seeing this group of friends. I kept on seeing this all through this reading, and I'm seeing why now. I'm really seeing why I was seeing that. Because I kept on saying, get away from this group, get away from this group. And I can see exactly why that is now. And it's because some of them were exes. Some of them were exes, and that's why you needed to get away. So I can see that you are. So that's really, really, really good. Yeah, you did the absolute best thing when you decided to say no to being friends with them. And now I'm seeing you totally moving away, physically moving away from this whole thing and emotionally moving away. Really, really fantastic. Really happy to see that. And yeah, so the next card you have your future is the Eight of Wands. So yeah, all this movement, really fantastic to see. And I'll talk about these two cards together as well. So, you know, I think as you keep on moving away from this big mess with all this sea of people and axes and all this kind of thing, and don't be angry with yourself for getting yourself into this, because I'm seeing that you might feel like that sometimes. You might be feeling like, oh, how did I ever get into this? I'm so angry with myself. But don't feel angry. Don't feel angry for loving someone. You loved them. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's everything wrong with keeping a cast of thousands around you, making everyone feel uneasy and messy and horrible. That's what they were doing. You didn't do anything. So yeah, with these two cards, as you move further and further away from them, I think a lot of new things are going to start to pop up into your head, and you'll be saying, well, when I was with them, they said that, and they did that, and that's horrible, and that's horrible. And all that's going to start to reinforce the fact that you've absolutely done the right thing in moving away from them. And, you know, look at these two cards. The Eight of Wands is all about super, super fast movement, and the Chariot's about determination as you move forward. Yeah, I'm actually seeing you wanting to be single for a while, actually. Yeah, for a long while, I think. For a long while, you're going to want to be single, if this is all you. Yeah, I'm just seeing you wanting to really just concentrate on yourself, totally on yourself. You know, if you look at this man in the Chariot, he's got this breastplate over his heart, so he's protecting his heart. And he's got this big box around him, so he's not letting anyone inside that box. And I actually think because of all that, this year is going to be a really good year for you, because you're going to be getting back to your old self. I'm seeing you coming back to yourself. I'm actually seeing you reconnecting with a lot of old friends, people you used to know that you lost contact with. So you're getting back to the real you again. That's where you're heading toward, the real you. Really, really good. I'm so happy you have all these cards in your future.